Hey guys, what is up? Um, I got a little bit of idea for this about 20 minutes ago, and I'm recording it at night. I'm gonna go to bed, and tomorrow, some point, I'll upload it. But it'd be today because you're gonna see it today. But I'm uploading it tomorrow. Blah blah blah. Actually, it's probably past midnight, so it would still be today. Um, Today being Monday, but Sunday night going into Monday, and I'm not going to get into time that much. So, you clicked on it, so you obviously know what this is. So this is, if you clicked on the video without really looking at the title, I'm going to explain how the Steelers can win Super Bowl 42. I have the post-it notes up there, and we are going to use them like I have with a lot of my videos. Okay, so first, TJ Watt, the first round pick of the Steelers, he has to start by week 10. Now, that means he has to take the spot from Harrison. And I'm hoping, he was very raw at outside linebacker, and he still got 11 and a half sacks in the Big Ten. That's pretty good for, not really knowing the position and getting after. He has, guys, so he has a lot of potential. Like, imagine Antonio Brown's work ethic, give it to TJ. He has literally JJ Watt's work ethic. So I think he can start this season, and he'd probably have to start by week 10. He has a lot of learning to do, though, if he wants to start. Juju Smith-Schuster, the second round pick, has to step up as the second wide receiver opposite Brown. So then you have Brown, Juju, Eli in the slot, Martavis, Sammy, Darius, DeMarcus, Kobe. The wide receiver position and the corner position are they're going to be very good to watch. I think the only person who's guaranteed to start is Antonio. I think he's the only person who's guaranteed to start. Now, if you ask me who's safe, Antonio, and this is including corners and safety, or corners and wide receivers. Antonio, Juju, probably Eli because he did have a good year. Sammy, I would imagine. Martavis, maybe DeMarcus. In my opinion, Kobe Hamilton's the odd man out. So it's going to be DeMarcus and Hayward Bay who fight for that last spot. Going to the corner, Artie's safe. I think Ross is safe. Cameron's safe since they just drafted him. Sinquez might be safe if Sinquez gets injured, he's gone. If he gets injured again, he's out. If he stays healthy, he's good. He's fine. But if he's out with an injury, he's gone. Will Gay could potentially be cut, though. I see that as a possibility. Will Gay may get cut. We do have Brian Allen, the 5th round pick. He's going to be fighting for a roster spot as well, though he's 6'3", and he's raw at the position, but he still had like 4 to 6 interceptions, I think. So he had, 3 maybe. I don't know. He had a good amount of interceptions his senior year. So he's a possibility to make the roster as well. So it's pretty much Brian Allen and Will Gay, I think, are going to be fighting for a spot. See. So Cameron Sutton has to step up as the number 2 corner. Now, Ross Cockrell, the people's opinions on him vary greatly. There are people who say he is a lockdown corner who's amazing, and you have people who say he's a complete bum. Now, I'm the few small portion of people who are in between that. Now, is Ross a good corner? Yeah. Is he a great corner? No. Is he a lockdown corner? No. But should he be on the team? Yes. Should he be on any team? I think so. Okay. Next one, Sanquez Golson. He has to stay healthy and go complete and just he has to ball. He has to be insane this year. Bud Dupree, he has to get 8 or more sacks this year, which I think is totally possible. I think he could get more than 10. I think he's going to be potentially a Pro Bowler this year. Though if we're good and everything here, we won't need him to go to the Pro Bowl. So I think he can get 8 or more sacks. He's working with a like a linebacker guru or like a pass rusher guru. He was doing that this offseason. And there is an analyst who thinks Bud Dupree will get Defensive Player of the Year this year. And I hope, if he can get 15, 16, 17 sacks, I'll take it. Le'Veon Bell, he has to stay healthy for the entire year. Now, Antonio Brown, he's reliable. He's usually healthy. He did have that concussion a couple of years ago, so he couldn't play against Denver in the playoffs. But, he's never getting in trouble or anything like that. Now, Bell got tagged. He got franchise tagged. So, this is like a prove yourself to us year. Prove you can stay out of trouble. Prove you can stay healthy. So, if Bell can stay healthy for the entire year, regular season and postseason, he has to stay healthy. Because he stayed healthy for the year, for the regular season, when he was available to us from week 4 on. And then in the championship game, he played like 2 plays, went out, tried to come back in, and couldn't do it. And we ended up losing to New England. I think that game's a lot closer if Bell stays healthy. If he were to have stayed healthy and not gotten hurt. Okay, so Pittsburgh has to win the division, and they have to be the number 1 or number 2 seed. It's most likely they'd be the number 2 seed, though. New England would probably be the number 1 seed. So if Pittsburgh can be the number 2 seed and get that bye week, that would be a huge help. Alright, this one's the hardest thing to do. The Steelers have to break the Bullies' nose. And by break the Bullies' nose, they have to beat New England. And if Pittsburgh and New England face each other in the playoffs, it could potentially be the AFC Championship game again. And they have to play better than they did last year. Last year they played zone. They played a tremendous amount of zone in that game, like they usually do. The Steelers are a zone coverage team, and Tom Brady just dotted them up. Dot after dot after dot. So the Steelers said they want to play more man coverage this year. And we have 2 corners on the roster I know can play man coverage. Artie Burns and Cameron Sutton. Both ran man systems in college. Sanquez Golson, I'm hoping, can play man coverage as well. Though with that latest injury, I don't know. Alright. Now, assuming that they are able to break the Bullies' nose, the Steelers need to let Ben finish his career on top. Everyone has to have their best game of the year for the Super Bowl. If Pittsburgh gets there, everyone has to have their best game of the year. That means interceptions, fumbles, sacks, touchdowns, both offensive, defensive, if they can. And then, if everyone has their best game of the year and they win the Super Bowl, that the only thing to do is celebrate. And if the Steelers win the Super Bowl, don't be surprised if Ben Roethlisberger calls it a career. He could finish right up on top. Talked about retirement this year, and I think he was serious. A lot of people say, no, it was a message to the Steelers. Yes, it was a message to the Steelers, but I think he was a little bit serious. Yes, he got sacked the least amount of times in his career, like 17 sacks in 14 games, 13 games, something like that. And that's a career low. So he has a great offensive line, but still, guys, he's 35 years old. Can't be doing it for much longer. You have Tom Brady, he's 40, right? I get that. But I watched Ben Roethlisberger play last season. He's not playing like himself. He's not playing like Big Ben. He is declining. His play is declining. I see it. Now, I didn't know this before this year, but there's a term called a YINZ. Y-I-N-Z. A YINZ is pretty much a guy, or just a person, not necessarily a guy, a person from Pittsburgh or the Pittsburgh area, and that's where most of them are. You know, I guess a yin or a YINZ can be from wherever, but they're the people who can't really see what's happening. Either they choose to ignore it, or I don't want to say they're that idiotic because that sounds mean, but they're not willing to accept it, kinda. But that's almost the same thing as ignoring it. They just can't see it, let's say that. So they either choose to ignore it or they just can't see it. They think Ben Roethlisberger can play for the next 5 or 10 years. Or let's say 5. Let's say they think he can go as long as Tom Brady. He can play when he's 38, 39, 40 years old. So 3 to 5 years. Guys, he might have 2 seasons left in him at most. In my opinion, he has 2 seasons. And this may be his last season. It might be. So now they took Josh Dobbs. And until we see him play, we don't know if he's the successor or not. So that's not really how to win, but that's kind of like an afterwards. Kind of like how celebrating afterwards. So again, if the Steelers want to win Super Bowl 52, TJ Watt has to start by week 10. Juju Smith-Schuster has to step up and be the number 2 wide receiver. Cameron Sutton has to be the number 2 corner. Sinquez Golson has to ball out and play amazing. Dupree has to get 8 or more sacks. Bell has to stay healthy for the entire year. The Steelers have to win the division and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. That way they can get that bye week during the wild card week. They have to break the bully's nose, which again is going to be the hardest to do because New England said, screw it, we're not going to draft rookies. We're going to take players and give away draft picks. They got Brandon Cooks. They signed Stephon Gilmore in free agency. So they have 2 Pro Bowlers at corner. Now they have that offensive weapon. They went and got Dwayne Allen from Indianapolis. They signed him, so he's on the team now. Gronk's coming back. They kept Dante Hightower. Guys, it's going to be very hard to beat New England. I don't know if I can stress that enough. Everyone on the team has to play their best game of the year for the Super Bowl to let Ben finish his career on top. And then once that's all done and they have won Super Bowl 52, they can finally celebrate that they have 7 trophies. out of 9 appearances. Okay, guys, that is going to do it for this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Comment what you think the Steelers need to do to win the Super Bowl. Is there anything else? You know, does the defense have to stay healthy? Does Ryan Shazier probably has to stay healthy. Vince Williams has to step up in the void left by Lawrence Timmons. I mean, guys, Sean Davis has the ball. Artie has the ball. You know, whatever you guys think has to happen for the Steelers to make it to the Super Bowl, past New England, and then face whatever NFC team ends up being there. Whether it's the Packers, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, the Cardinals if they bounce back, the Panthers if they bounce back. I mean, a surprise team could be the Buccaneers. Jameis Winston is very good. He could be a surprise. So the Buccaneers, they also got O.J. Howard, tight end. They could be a surprise team to be at the Super Bowl. We don't know. So I really want to hear your guys' opinions, because, I mean, when I see responses like that and I see opinions, like someone's, during my draft prediction, I had TJ Watt round 1. Someone said, you know, why would we take Watt? You know, don't take bad knees Watt or bad shoulder McKinley. Don't, you know, Obi Melifonwu might be there. You know, all these other guys. And naming all these other guys. And actually, Obi was almost there round 2. He got taken by the Raiders just a few picks before the Steelers. And they ended up taking TJ. So I really want to know your opinions. So just put those down below. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. So does the like button. It helps the channel grow, helps the community grow. And also, guys, video I did a little bit, like a week, maybe 2 ago. It's like almost 600 views. I just want to say thank you. It was my live reaction to the Steelers taking TJ Watt. Just want to say thank you, guys. That's amazing. It's by far the most views I've ever had on a video. So thank you for that. Alright, later, guys.